from News 24. I'm Pinteloro Gaia, and today we will talk about the pandemics and their consequences with my colleague Platania Giada. The Spanish flu, also known as the Spanish or the Great Flu, was a highly deadly flu pandemic that spread after the First World War between 1918 and 1920 and killed millions of people around the world. It infected about 500 million people worldwide. It was called Spanish not because it was born in Spain, but because the Spanish journalists were the first to talk about it in their newspaper. The reason is that the newspaper is not being subjected to the censorship since Spain did not take a part in the war. Spanish flu was particular because it claimed in the lives of so many young adults who are not in normally categories considered vulnerable to flu. This happened because the majority of old people lived other strong disease which reinforced the immune system. COVID-19 is the opposite. It can infect everyone but kills more old people or people with pathological complications. Spanish flu is thought to have begun in cramped and crowded army training camp in the Western Front. The unsanitary condition helped to incubate and spread. When the war ended in November 1918, the soldiers returned home and bringing the virus with them. In that period, the health system was not efficient and for this reason it was difficult to stop the spread. Bill Gates, in a conference in 2015, spoke of a future extermination due to a virus accusing the health system not efficient. Indeed, with the arrival of COVID-19, it has been shown that even if there have been improvements in the health sector, the current system is not able to face a pandemic.
Kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. Not missiles, but microbes. Now, part of the reason for this is that we have invested a huge amount in nuclear deterrence, but we've actually invested very little in a system to stop an epidemic. We're not ready for the next epidemic.
And now I pass the word on to my colleague Platania Giada.
Now we focus on the social and economic aspect of the pandemics.
A century ago, the ways to protect yourself from the virus were ridiculous. In fact, in the current coronavirus pandemic, socks of hand sanitizer and face masks were the first to run low. But a century ago, the must-have health protection item was a meat extract, especially a beef tea called Bovril. Today, unfortunately, we're not yet in possession of the specific cure for coronavirus like a vaccine. In fact, to cure the infected, they are intubated thanks to special machines that create artificial oxygen in the most serious cases and await their recovery. Restrictive measures were implemented both during the spread of the Spanish flu and COVID-19. One of these is the social distancing. These measures, in fact, aim to reduce the frequency of contacts and increase the physical distance between people in order to reducing the risk of person-to-person transmission. This consists of a series of interventions as isolation or quarantine, school closure, ban of public meetings, and staggered working hours. Social distancing measures are today one of the main ways in which efforts are being made to contain the spread of the SARS-CoV-2 virus worldwide, after being applied first in China and in our country. The areas most heavily affected by the flu pandemic have experienced a strong and persistent decline in economic activities. According to OECD forecasts, the contraction of world GDP, gross domestic product, could reach 1.5% as a consequence of the shock of demand and supply, due to changes in individual behavior caused by the fear of contagion, including the reduction in demand for tourism, transport, and cultural activities.
From News 24 is all.
Thanks for your attention. See you at the next service.